And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the fury.
Time for talk is now.
She left.
I hope she left.
I'm gonna go
She
grab a
doesn't
chair
want-
so I don't make Rich uncomfortable for an hour.
She's just hovering over me.
Welcome.
It's like, you know how when you go to the strip club and the dude stands next to you and he's like, "Would you like a dance?" And he's just waving his dick next to you. Like, nobody likes that.
Yeah.
He gets so quiet.
I know all about that.
I don't know.
I
nothing
I
about
didn't
that.
say when I go to the
I hate
club.
when that
I
happens.
said when you go.
Look at Diego's color of his drink.
Jeez, Diego. Diego, do you have a ride home?
I do.
Is it you? Are you the ride?
Where's your truck at?
My son has it.
He drove Aswell home last week.
Oh,
Imagine how that was.
jeez.
Hey, thank you.
Aswell
Aswell needed a ride home from the airport.
Passed
He
out.
Ubered here.
You Ubered here. You didn't have a
Kind
ride.
enough to give him a
I had
ride.
no AC too. It was one of my buddies'
There's a
cars.
bunch of stinky niggas in there.
Hey, so I can't
Hey,
comment on that one.
he's got a mic like right here, so you can say it as low as you want. It's probably picked up.
Hey guys, this weekend we got UFC Fight Night. Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady. Do you guys care?
I like Gilbert Burns.
I like Burns
Burns
too.
and
Is he
Brady.
back?
Yeah.
When was Gilbert's last fight?
Was it the Usman fight? Diego, Wade's over there doing.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
recognizance
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick.
gonna try to pull some shit up real quick.
I feel like you got this, man. I feel like you're
You
able
see
to
Steve
do it.
Garcia's on there.
I do say Steve Garcia's on there.
The chef. You know that Steve Garcia?
Yeah,
wow.
from 4 ounce. Yeah,
Good old Steve, man.
do.
I haven't
It's awesome.
seen him or talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, he used to. His last fight was Jack Del Madanella back in March. So he did come out and win that one.
That's the guy that what's his name? Basil fought him.
Basil fought him in
Basil
his
fought
debut.
him and won, but
Basil really won that
Basil
fight.
yeah.
won that fight.
Yeah,
But
for
Jack
sure.
Magadella,
Magadella Madalena.
That was a great debut for Basil.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
should
it
really
really
consider
was.
wearing a red hat.
You know, he could definitely go that route. I don't know if that's going to push him in the direction. Actually, the UFC would push him in the direction he wants to go.
I know, right?
You got two submission specialists in this fight. I don't know. Look, man, I can't pick against Gilbert Burns. I love watching Gilbert Burns fight. I got to take Gilbert Burns in that fight. What you guys?
I'll take Sean Brady.
All right. The rest of these fights, look, I mean,
All right.
outside of Jessica Andrade and Natalie Silva, I mean, you got Steve Garcia and Kyle Nelson. Matt Snell, my boy Matt Snell's back at bantamweight taking on Cody Durden. That's a tough fight.
That's a good fight.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Trevor Peek and Yana will be fun.
Alexander Costa.
That's canceled.
Why did Costa?
It was supposed to be him and Matt.
I know. That's what I. Damn, I wonder what happened to
I
Alessandro.
don't know. Then the rest of this fight,
Vanessa Demopoulos.
yeah, she's on the card. Andrew Petrosky, Dylan Budka.
Dylan
Little
Buka.
monster demo. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. So, hey, shout
Damn,
out.
Dylan's got a tough fight.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Dylan's had. I mean, that 85 division is not. There's no jokes in there, man. Like,
There's
it's,
really no easy fight in the UFC, man. Let's be honest.
no.
I mean, it doesn't matter the division. It's
So why the fuck people
regardless.
keep asking us for easy fights here?
welterweights,
Don't get me fu- I'm leaving.
middleweights.
I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Hey, Eric, give us an example of someone who asked for an easy fight. Hey, and you don't have to give a real name. Give us some meth sandals.
Sandals.
Some little meth sandals. Who's asking for easy fights?
Too many people.
I'm making
man.
those Fury shirts, meth sandals.
Too many people.
I'm making some meth sandal shirts for us to wear.
It just gets aggravating, man.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Harris Jordan.
No.
Harris Jordan.
I said Harris. Who are you talking about?
No.
No, not him.
Not him.
No,
I was gonna go Aswell, but he's not really a Fury guy anymore. So Paris was the first guy to come to mind.
What would it be?
Come up with the acronym.
Well,
for
ask
it.
Michelle.
An alias. Yeah, there you go.
Vashua Jan. Is that what we're doing?
Vosh Jan.
Vosh
Vosh
Jan.
Jan for easy fights.
It just gets annoying, man, because we're trying to build something, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, you got another option? Any other options?
Yeah.
You got another option?
It gets hard,
Well,
especially when
hey,
you're
there
giving
are other options, but we presented you with the best option. If you don't want the best option, I mean, I guess we can go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, giving people squash fights doesn't help us. Like it doesn't help the
And it
brand.
doesn't help them.
No, it doesn't
Well,
help them.
well, it's-
Ultimately,
Especially when the guy in our eyes, is a good fighter, has a good record, deserves to be on the main card.
Yeah.
And you
Then
guys
it-
have mentioned previously on the podcast, like whenever Fight Pass looks at your cards, like who's coming up, they look at like the opponent's records. They look at finish rates. They look at who you're fighting and who you've beaten. If you're beating quote unquote easy opponents, it's not really doing you any favors as a fighter.
It used to be okay 2 years ago, maybe. Because a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people will give us shit and say that, pull up Michael Aswell real quick, if you get a chance, and say that we helped him more than others or gave him easy fights or whatever.
But I think you have to look at when
Look at his age, too.
When he took easy fights. So Michael Aswell right now is 23 years old.
Exactly. Boom.
Right.
That's the first factor.
So listen, his first fight was Jordan Pluton, who we all know
It's not an easy
it's
fight.
not an easy fight. Jordan Pluton
Thank you.
is just for whatever reason has not been able to come out on the top of more fights.
What's
he's
Pluton's
very
record?
good.
Dude.
Right now. What is
Tremendous.
Pluton's record right now?
Very athletic.
I can't. I got to go through all this bullshit.
5-7.
Yeah, he's 5-7. But he also alternates. When he loses to guys like undefeated. Like he loses to tough opponents.
That was Aswell's first fight?
First fight.
And I've got guys that are still turning Jordan Pluton down right now.
Yeah.
With a 5-7 record because they know how tough he is.
So then he took on Zachariah Thorne, who was 1-1 when he was 1-0.
Person makes sense.
Then he took on Christian Lopez, and Christian Lopez was a late replacement.
Was he a debut?
It was Christian was 0-1, but he was a late replacement.
Who came back and knocked out Oliver Jimenez?
Yes, 100%. And then he took on Kyle Broadwater, who was another late replacement, but was very tough. So those two fights, I know back to back, we were looking for people last minute for him. I want to say within the last 10 days, 2 weeks, easily. Each of those fights happened. He then took on Frank Mino.
Frank was 3-1 at that point.
3-1 when Frank Mino came
Still
in.
the bulldozer.
Then he was supposed to take on Jason Mullen, super dangerous submission artist. And then he steps it up to where, dude, he defeats Cameron Graves. Cameron Graves, Michael Aswell was 5-0. Cameron Graves had 16 fights.
Yeah.
And then he takes on Austin Lutchen, who was 5-2. Then his first loss, Yadier Devalle, was undefeated 4-0.
Altum.
Then he takes on Altum. Then he knocks out Richardson. So, are you saying that the first 3 of his fights were easy?
I've had people tell me, man, y'all
Oh, you
Spoon-fed.
spoon-fed him. Oh,
Y'all
sure.
spoon-
Yeah. Spoon-fed
Man,
him.
I mean-
tough quality opponents.
at 5-0, it was at 5-0 he was like, fuck it, whoever, whenever.
Yeah. And we have some fighters like that on our. I tell you who stands out to me right away. Aguilar, Joseph Aguilar. No matter who we send him, doesn't
He
matter.
says, okay.
He's like,
I
all right,
love that kid,
Yeah,
bro.
I'll fight. He doesn't care.
I love that. I love
Doesn't
that.
care. And we have other fighters like that as well.
Cody Steele was
To
pretty
where
much
Cody
like that.
Steele was like that. Like when you look at
There was
Cody
no
Steele's-
spoon feeding Cody Steele.
No.
Because nobody wanted to fight him, whether they were 5-0, 7-0, 7-2, and he was a debut guy.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't get people to say yes to Cody Steele.
So Cody Steele's first fight was Jesse Gingler, dude. Remember?
He had like 12 fights
Yeah,
or 13 fights.
He's got so much shit here I got for me to find. Jesse Gingler had 15 fights when he debuted. Then he comes out and fights Brakedon Freeman. It was Brakedon's debut. So now 2 fights in, he fights 6 fights Sam Kilmer that nobody wanted to fight. Remember how hard it was to match up Sam Kilmer for a while?
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to
Kilmer's
match him.
another guy that says, I'll fight whoever. And that kid's 23.
His next fight, he takes on Nicholas Whitehead. He's 3-0, Whitehead's 2-1.
Yeah.
100% even match. At 4-0, he takes on 18-fight veteran Nico Echeverry. He's 4-0. All right, you think he can't get much harder than that? At 5-0, he takes on Alejandro Martinez, who had 19 fights and was 13-5. It wasn't like he was 19 fights and was 17 losses.
Right.
These guys don't.
But that's what's crazy to me because you got guys with 10 plus fights that still won't fight a 5-0 or something like, and they still think they're going to make it to the UFC. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's.
I'm ready to just be done with all those dudes, man, honestly, and just say, hey, look, this isn't what Fury's about. We're going to start cutting the fucking roster down. Because right now we have way too many people on the roster, and it's getting harder and harder to keep people busy. So from this point forward, I feel like we just need to say, fuck it. You say no, you're out. Go fight somewhere else.
It's hard. It depends on the reason. Like some of it depends on some of it's time.
Well, if the fight makes sense to us,
I mean, listen, we don't.
Okay, well,
we don't offer fights that don't make sense.
okay. Well, let's just say this: if it's timing, like, man, I can't make that card. That's fine. But what if it turns into a thing where it's like, well, I just don't like that opponent. Can I have another option? Who's talking shit?
No, actually, Jacob Silva popped on there. Don't cut me.
Nah. Jacob says it. Jacob says yes to everybody.
The Hall of Famer.
Jacob Silva. Yeah. That doesn't work for me, brother.
Can you check the it looks like it's gotten blurry real quick.
Jacob Silva's gonna make his way. He's trying to make his way back to a
Rich flipped
title
a
fight.
booger on his
Yeah.
camera over there.
Yeah, does it look blurry on the camera itself? No. It just could be connection. And
No, it looks blurry here.
yeah, it's blurry on this one for
I
sure.
think the shirt, the
It's
piece
the
of your
filter that Rich uses
the
for
piece
his
of your
selfies.
shirt that you wiped it with has some jizz on it.
Yeah. What was his name?
What was his name?
Hank?
Or some saliva from his mouth.
Hey guys, thank you all for joining us on the IG. Please make sure you guys are sharing the broadcast. Let everybody know that we are live. I'm gonna be giving away some tickets to next week's 9/13 show at the Bayou City Event Center. Nate Richardson coming back. Nate Richardson is coming back. We're excited to have Nate come back.
Richardson is back.
Let's see where else we're at. All right, so we got the UFC Burns versus Brady. Look, it's not the most exciting card. It's a fill-in card
like the
between
card.
now and the 14th.
So it's a fight night card.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'd
It's-
sit at the Apex and drink some Howler and watch it.
Now, I sent this.
Are you going?
No.
I sent this out to you guys in our group, and it was funny to see the responses because it led to my next few questions. And I'm Diego. I'm going to pick on you a little bit here, and I apologize. Diego, do you have any idea who the main event for 168 is tonight?
No.
Yeah. And you're in this industry.
I thought it auto-corrected you from typing UFC.
Yeah. I didn't, what is a 168? Like the word one, and then
know,
the number's 168. I was like, what?
It's
Is Rich having a stroke? What is this?
absolutely bonkers that this card isn't more well received. And I say more well received as far as like the culture, like the social construct around it, because you see people, they're going to sell out the arena. They're going to sell out Ball Arena. There'll be a ton of people there. But in the main event, you got Jonathan Haggerty taking on Super League.
Who?
Super League. One of the greatest, like two of the greatest Muay Thai guys of all time. Super League, what is his?
So let me ask you real quick. This card is MMA, kickboxing, and grappling?
Yeah.
See, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Because I don't dig it. I don't dig it.
Too spread out. Too much. You're trying to do too much on one card. That's just my personal opinion.
I can't lie to you. This is one of the few events that like someone like my wife who likes striking will sit and watch everything. Dude, I really like enjoy the fact I get to watch Mikey Musumeci and Bebeto Oliveira go, and then the very next fight I get Liam Harrison and Saxon Gorkwamang. You know, like there's crazy strikers. Dude, on this card alone, you got Jonathan Haggerty, Liam Harrison, Super League. You got John Lineker is on this card. Like it's packed full of some of the best talent in the world.
How many matches? How long is this event?
Main card 1, 2, 3, 4. Or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 fights.
And there's prelims too?
I don't see prelims on here. I'm sure there is. There is some type of prelim.
Yeah.
Well, I
gotta
guess
be.
like that, but I mean,
9 fights. There's only one grappling match on here.
that's not bad.
It's one grappling match. The rest of it is, you got some banging strikers, like just absolute bangers. But for the most part, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Is it tonight?
It's tonight.
On Amazon Prime or some shit?
I think
It's on Amazon.
Prime.
They do it on
Yeah.
Amazon
Ooh, hey, I
Prime.
can get
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I can watch it, but
I'm excited to know that I can watch it
For
if I
whatever
want to.
reason.
I'll probably watch Beetlejuice
How
instead.
many times have you guys heard this? You watch an MMA fight, and we'll be at one of our events, and there's some really good grappling going on. Everybody starts
Stand 'em
fucking-
up.
Yeah, everybody starts
Yeah.
booing.
Boring,
Stand them
boo.
up.
Yeah.
You never hear someone go pull guard, try to fight like that never happens.
Scoot.
So we want to see them on their feet. Everybody want like
Yes.
when we go back and we think about the most exciting fights. There was one anomaly in Fury, and that was Ivy versus Loham, that had a lot of
Dimitri
crazy
Ivy.
grappling exchanges.
Yes.
Right. That was
It was,
super exciting.
it was amazing.
But for the most part, when we talk about like the best fights of all time, they're stand-up bangers, right?
Man, I think every fight that Sebastian Oyervides has been in has had some sort of grappling exchange with him on the positive
How
end.
about this? I don't think he has been in one exciting fight because he finishes everybody quickly. That's not exciting.
I mean, he does some transitions.
It's not. It's not exciting. And when I say it's not exciting, to the point that he has not met someone who can make it exciting with him yet. He's just ran through everybody.
Well,
And
so
that's not a knock
now
on
you
him.
agree with the manager that said he's boring.
No, he's not boring at all. No. What I'm saying is for a fan.
Well, there was
For
a
a
manager
fan.
that said he was boring, that he didn't want him to fight his guy because he's too boring.
That manager doesn't understand like what he's watching. What I'm saying too is the fans understand what we're watching.
Okay.
Because at the same point, like almost everybody and myself outside of the main people on this card, I didn't give a fuck about this card. You know?
I don't even listen. I'll be honest. I don't even know who the fucking main people on that card are.
You know,
But
You
you,
don't
can.
know Shamil Erdogan?
No.
Son of a
it's actually
Ong Lan Sang. You don't know him?
Long, long saying, yeah.
You give me Liam
I mean, I'm
Harrison?
sure those dudes are good.
Sexon or Kwame Wong.
And if they do something
Is it like you
crazy,
get to pick a name.
if they
Is that
do
what the order
something
is?
crazy that hits the media and MMA Junkie or somebody shares it and it begins to go viral, then everybody will know who they are. But to have those names right now, they haven't done anything, in my opinion, to go viral.
Well, even when I wouldn't say the height, but at a really good clip of Legacy running through, we were doing really well. Mick decided to do kickboxing matches.
I remember.
The real legacy.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
we did 3.
But Mick is he's very high on kickboxing. He
But
loves
the
kickboxing.
problem is the fans are not. Yeah, which is hard to understand. You want to see them stand up, you want to see them bang, but when you take away the opportunity for there to be a boring fight and take them down and hold them, you don't care anymore. Glory, all the kickboxing and Muay Thai that's come to America has failed.
Why? Because fans want to see UFC.
Do you think because we're so boxing ingrained as far as combat sports, like we're so used to as Americans
no.
watching?
No,
like,
because
just
I think that we would
fisticuffs?
appreciate. I mean, maybe there is that bias of just punching.
Boxing is
But
so 80s and 90s to
How
me.
about the fact that one
And I love
Me too.
boxing back
these
then.
guys in one? If I told you, okay, hey, you have the highest level strikers in the world. They're doing Muay Thai in 4-ounce gloves. That's what they're fighting in. They're not fighting in 10, 20-ounce gloves, 12-ounce gloves. They're fighting in 4-ounce fucking gloves. So they're MMA striking with some kicks. Like that should be super exciting, and for whatever reason, the casual American fan does not give a shit about kickboxing or Muay Thai, but yet we want to see Israel Adesanya head kick somebody in the UFC. Part of it is
I think it goes back to something I said probably over a year ago, man. You got to have like an educated fan base in that particular art for them to give a shit about it, and most people aren't familiar with kickboxing.
I think kickboxing with 4-ounce gloves.
but that's what they're doing now in one, and none of us care. That's what they're doing.
saying, yeah.
I mean, it's like karate combat, right?
Similar, but in a cage. Yeah, it's like so.
Like you could have like I don't know Tiger Woods versus Jack Nicklaus in a golf
Kickboxing-
thing. Oh my god, it's the biggest
kickboxing with
face-off
4-ounce
ever,
gloves
But if you don't know
is
about
more
golf, you
appealing
don't
to me than
understand
watching
the
them with-
sport,
Well,
and
and that's what I'm
nobody
saying.
With
cares.
pillows.
No, like you're right. You're 1,000% right. What I it's weird to think that like what you just said, that's more appealing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what they've been doing the whole time, and nobody fucking knew. Like you guys didn't even you can't find a group that's more involved in this
Yeah.
industry than what's sitting here right now.
Yeah.
And had I not brought this up, I guarantee none of us would have been like, "Oh, hey guys, one's on tonight."
I'm still not going to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Just
Hey,
I'm excited to know that I have the opportunity to watch it if I want to.
The
you
Astros
think
are
that
playing.
because of UFC's branding and marketing.
Oh, it's
and controlling, the U.S.
yes,
market.
some of it. But
You
I
put
did-
Dana White's name behind it, then it might be something.
Yeah, Dana White's won championship. Oh, boom! Everybody's tuning in now. You're probably right, Eric.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they got behind Power Slap.
And look at that exciting sport take off.
Hey, shout out to Cam Teague, just joined us in here, future UFC superstar.
Chaos, Chaos in the house.
So it's interesting to see just where the American fan just does not care about the part that that they boo when it's not that part.
Right.
Like, but I'm giving you literally the two highest level strikers you can get. Like, if you've never watched Haggerty fucking fight, dude, he is exciting as you can be. And when you go back to the old days of like K1 kickboxing, even then it wasn't fucking popular here. It was a small group of guys who we would all hope that we could get a VCR tape, just like we were getting the Pride tapes, and be able to watch it at some point. And you were cool if you knew who Daniel Guito was, or some random Andy Sauer, one of these striking guys. But the fans themselves just don't support it. They don't fucking care. But again, if Justice Torres and fucking Yadier stand up and punch each other for 5 rounds only,
People are gonna go crazy.
I'll say it was an exciting, crazy fight. And I'm not saying it's not, but if you were to take that exact same fight, keep it in a cage, make it 4 rounds, just now change the rule set where they can't take each other down. Now we don't give a fuck. How crazy is
then
that?
Don't call it kickboxing.
What do you? Well, I mean,
Maybe that'll change people's mind. But people have this envisioned in their head that kickboxing is big gloves and
gi,
put the
Not,
knee
e-
up
not
and
even that though. It's
tappy
more-
tap bullshit.
No, I think it's more of they say kickboxing. They think of that karate, taekwondo type of style.
think of
here, like
fucking
in
Van
America.
Damme, like
you know what I
Kung
mean?
Po- what's
Yeah,
his
that's
name?
what I'm saying. Like, what they got headgear on, they got the gi on, and they're not really, throwing heat or anything like that.
And they're not
Just my
talking shit.
Whatever.
I mean, we even went as far. Like, I'm looking at. I don't remember the entire card.
Who pays you to do this? These guys are shill for one championship, man.
What are you doing?
Trying to put over one.
What are you doing?
We have to talk more about another promotion.
Didn't one say at one point that they were going to be like bigger than the UFC or their competition?
They kind of are bigger.
No,
than
they're
the
not.
UFC. Like worldwide,
Internationally.
Get outta here.
internationally,
Worldwide.
Like,
Yes,
just
yes,
by
sir.
default, there's
Yes,
more
sir.
TVs in
Yeah.
Asia.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
Europe
man. I'm
than
like,
there are here.
exactly.
Is
Bingo.
the company worth more money?
Hey,
Jack?
hey,
that's not
hey,
the
come to think of it, we're doing this all wrong. We really need to get on board in China. We need to start broadcasting in China somehow. Like, let's figure that deal out.
I mean,
I don't
look,
see people saying I want to go to one championship.
so check this out. I'm
Slow.
going back to what I think
So sorry.
was the best kickboxing event to ever come to Houston. That was LK1 that Mick put together here.
Was that the one Mike fought on, or was that 3?
Mike Jackson did fight on this one as well.
We're gonna have to flip that name up like
watched
Mess
one of those,
Sandals.
and it
I
was
could
one
be-
that Mike
no,
was fighting on. That's
I
the
could
one
be
time I
wrong.
watched a
I think
kickboxing event.
Mike is 2 because he fought Richard Knapp that night. But listen to the names.
We're gonna have to. Hey, listen. That is now Psych Waxing.
So you got
Psych Waxing,
You
baby.
got Cosmo.
Psych Waxing.
We
You
gotta
got
start
Cosmo
throwing out acronyms
Alexandre
in.
versus Regan Urso. No one knew who the fuck either of those guys were. Even though outside of like Mick and a handful of guys, we knew that Cosmo was a killer.
Cosmo.
Pat Barry, straight out of the UFC.
Yeah.
We knew Pat Barry.
You got Michael Corley. Angel Huerta fought Miguel Torres,
Chase.
who was a WBC.
That was a great card.
Dude,
That was a
Valentina
great card.
Shevchenko.
Morono
Alex
broke his arm.
Morono. Fucking Justin Reisberg, Will Morris, Colby
Yeah.
Northcutt. It
But who matched that card?
was Mick.
Exactly. That's why it's good.
And no one cared.
Who didn't care?
Because we
I
only did
watched.
3. No
A lot-
one fucking cared.
People watched that card, and it was on HDNet.
Not enough people
It was
watched the
it
card.
was HD.
It was on HDNet.
Not enough people watched it.
Well,
watched
I
it.
mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like even with like even
that was
back
your own
then-
community here not supporting.
Even back then, that was back then.
That was a badass
was
card.
That was fucking amazing.
That really was, man.
That was 2015. That we did that card, and we ended up doing the third one was a mixed one where like Matt Schnell fought on it, where it was kickboxing but with MMA in the ring.
It's hard to believe that venue didn't get packed.
Oh, the venue looked good.
Okay, so what do you mean nobody watched it?
Okay,
You
let
know
me
what
see
it
how-
means if just nobody watched it. There was like not mass numbers.
If there
tuning
was
in. It wasn't
enough-
like an overwhelming
Yeah.
demand. Like, we've got to do another one. So many people are watching.
If enough people had purchased tickets and enough people had tuned in to watch on TV, we wouldn't have just done.
But me and you
Three.
know both. If you look at this card, how many out of town fighters are on that card?
Oh, a lot.
Okay, so how are people like? There's not a lot of ticket sellers.
You tell what? Alex Morano, Angel Huerta would pack the fucking house, dude. Patrick Hutton was on this. Colby Northcutt.
Oh, that explains it.
Oh no, I'm saying Sam Mongonia. All these people who would sell
Okay,
tickets.
but
here.
that looks like
B-Win.
a 18 fight card or something. So if you get 6 ticket sellers, you got a lot of purses to pay. And I heard
here's-
Pat Barry was paid very well.
He was.
Okay.
Here's the other problem. I actually had to help him with that shit. So you and I both know that a packed house
Doesn't mean
is
you're
not the
making
same
money.
as a sold house.
Yeah, and it also doesn't mean you're making money.
It does not mean you're
People don't
making
see
money.
the expenses behind there, man.
Unfortunately,
Like,
Yeah. So it's just and listen, I'm not knocking kickboxing. I'm not knocking like I really hoped LK was going to take off. I loved what we were doing.
Listen, what are you doing? We bringing Fury kickboxing?
What about Fury Slap?
Fuck no, I ain't trying to lose
All
more
right.
money.
Fury KC.
You trying to bring Fury kickboxing one?
Hey, Michael Aswell in here says he can't leave it to the judges making that commentary debut. I mean, they've been talking in here while we were gone. So I'm talking Jay Aldretti has joined us in
Is
here.
it Aswell Jr. or Aswell Sr. that's making his
Aswell
commentary
Jr.
Harris
debut?
Moran has joined us.
I want Aswell Sr. to do commentary.
Joseph Aguilar has joined us. He says Fury Pro
He's gonna
Wrestling.
shake the
Let's do
table.
it.
Yeah,
He's gonna
we've
shake
talked
the
about
table.
that.
Talked about this.
We've
We're
talked about
working
that.
on
You know,
this.
we're working on Eric. You
Yeah.
know, but Fury Pro Wrestling has to be a thing.
It makes sense.
Could you imagine? We could totally pack that floor area at Escapade. We don't have to have a tech zone.
Y'all could do it on
It's
the
like a
warm-up match.
18-foot ring. Oh my gosh, dude.
We'll
we
give.
totally
We'll
pack
give you.
that.
I'll give you the warm-up mats to lay on the floor for them to wrestle.
Dude,
on.
we can make this shit look awesome.
Dude, okay. Josh Barnett does that blood sport
Yeah.
thing. We could use a submission
Have you-
hunter
have you
stage
seen-
for that.
have you seen
They
Josh Barnett's
don't. They
blood
don't use ropes. They use like a
Josh
jiu-jitsu style
Barnett.
stage. Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh
MMA.
Barnett is, right?
Are you familiar
Right.
with mixed martial arts?
The youngest,
Oh,
UFC champion.
yeah,
God
yeah.
damn, pal.
Well,
He's
you're
like-
you're
he's
talking
like-
about pro wrestling.
He's
What
thinking of
does
some
he-
guy in pink spandex.
What does
I
he
don't know
have
the
to do
fuck
with
Josh
pro
Barnett.
wrestling?
So
He's a pro
also
wrestler
pro
also.
wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So
He does this hybrid thing where it's like, you know, martial arts, pro wrestling, work style matches, but it looks legit. It's pretty badass. And actually, speaking of a friend of Fury, MVP Hassan
Let's
Assad
go.
is going to be taking on Josh Barnett at Bloodsport, I think in November.
Are we going?
We have to go.
Okay, I'm
We
Where is
got
that
to
at?
go.
Man.
I don't know. We're going to find out.
We're going. We're
gonna
going.
find
We're
out.
going to take
going.
you there. We're going to go. Look,
It's going to be his first match post WWE, first match in 2
I
years.
think a lot of people don't realize too that most of the like Japanese MMA
How old
stars
is Josh
came from
Barnett
pro
now?
wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
you got like Sakuraba.
Oh, he's not that old.
These guys were all professional wrestlers.
Yep.
And you
Bob
know what?
Sapp, all these guys like
Yep.
professional wrestlers.
Yep.
HDNet and Access.
God, Bob Sapp was a beast. How did he not like make it like to WrestleMania main
Dude,
event?
if you were going to build a body and a person to be the scariest looking fucking person on earth, Bob Sapp was
is your
it.
guy, dude.
How
Good
big
God.
was like he was on
Huge.
real. He's still massive. Like I seen him on some show the other day. He's 50 years old. He's 350 fucking.
God.
How old is he?
6'5",
50.
350 pounds. Look at this guy.
1 year older
Look
than
at
me.
this guy.
Still, man. I mean, God.
You've got
You send that guy to take on Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah, listen,
dude.
you
You're
walk-
packing the
you
house.
walk
You're
into your
selling out a
house,
stadium.
and he's got your significant other's face buried in the couch, and he's doing his thing. You
sorry.
leave.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
leave. And
sorry
get
to
a
interrupt.
gun.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, she likes you to pull her hair, bro. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Okay. Gonna go get a gun now. Actually, it's crazy because he
Let me
was
get
like
an
that.
AT4 missile launcher.
No, but I mean, as far as looks for pro wrestling, I mean, dude,
yeah.
he's
He
Tailor-made
absolutely
for it.
had it, man.
just shows you Vince McMahon isn't always a genius. That was a huge miss.
Oh my goodness, man! Hey, speaking of huge misses, did you guys watch? I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna let you guys know what happened. So you guys know who Mikey Musumeci is,
Yes.
right?
No.
So he was set. He's one of the greatest grapplers in the world right now.
I
He
figured.
was set to take on Cade Rotolo, who just won CGI's $1 million tournament at 170 pounds this Friday, today. On Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget what day it was, Cade Rotolo come out and says, hey, I suffered some injuries during CGI. I'm not going to be able to take this match. So they go and get Bebeto Oliveira, who's
Because he won
IB
$1 million is the real reason.
Probably. They
Is
get
this guy?
Mikey Musumeci, yeah.
That's him?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they get Bebeto. Google him shirtless. It's a little insane. It's
I don't know if I want to put that in
he's
my Google
crazy
machine.
ripped. Go ahead.
I don't know if I want to put that in my
So he's
Google
taking on Bebeto Oliveira.
I'll go to
who's
images and take my chances.
IBJJF world champion. Look how ripped that dude is, man.
I
Like,
mean, you know.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
He's a lot like me out of a shower.
yeah. I've heard that
We're
about
both
you.
wet. So he's taking on Bebeto, and he's taking him on at 135 pounds. So on Tuesday, he was thinking he was going to be at 170 on Friday. On Tuesday, he finds out he has to now compete at 135. He gets all the way down, and I don't recall. Maybe I got it wrong. if he missed weight, but I think he missed weight by like 1 pound, or it's he missed the hydration.
It was the hydration.
So
saw
one now strips him of his title.
They stripped Mikey.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
What the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
You just took one of your stars, like your biggest grappling stars.
Happened to
you have.
Oliveira. Happened to Charles Oliveira.
It did.
Missed by a pound. Don't make the weight.
It did, but
You're not
I
the
think
champ anymore.
he made
Good
the
job.
weight. He made the weight, but didn't pass hydration. So their hydration, is a safety protocol they have in place.
Well, he
that
knew about the
prevents you from-
hydration.
prevents you from cutting too much weight.
God
But
damn.
as a promotion, how do you not protect your champion when you say, hey, on Tuesday, this Friday, you're fighting at 170. Oh, wait, never mind. You're going to fight at 135. Go ahead and drop 40 pounds. In 3 days,
I would have just said I can't do it.
well, the promotion should have protected him. The promotion should have went, hey, we have a replacement. We're going to do the replacement at 160 or 170, what it was supposed to be already.
Yeah.
Why
not
make
make
the
you cut
champ
more weight.
cut the weight and then cut him?
You don't.
Where's the benefit? Now you've got Bebeto taking on Mikey, and if he beats Mikey, Bebeto gets the belt. If he doesn't beat Mikey, Mikey's still no longer the champion. So like you've taken Mikey's no longer the champion if he wins or not.
You've clusterfucked the division for sure.
100%. 100%. It doesn't make any sense. And this is something that you and I see when we look at other promotions' cards. Like they're not doing what's in the best interest of the fighter, or in this case, the grappler in this case. And it's not taking care of the long term of the promotion either.
Right.
Like you just took one of your stars, and that'd be like, hey, so we've got
very popular, too.
Yachty and Justice fighting for the title. Let's say Yachty was the champion coming into this, and then we say, oh hey, side note, you guys are going to fight at 185 for this fight. Okay, cool. So they're going to fight at 185. And then 2 days beforehand, we tell them, actually, you're going to fight at 145, which you're supposed to fight at, and you have to make the weight or we're stripping you.
We would never do that.
What the fuck are we doing? Like, what are you doing?
That's irresponsible promotion, man. Like,
But
We would
as
never
far
do
as
that.
the contract, is there a clause or something like that? Or
to do it, he
I mean,
just
everybody has
said-
their
I
own
mean,
contract.
I think would it be like a
I mean, unless that's in the one contract,
Contract
we don't know what their
violation, right?
contract
Well,
says.
so
Ours don't say that.
But you
does
should
their
have-
contract state we can change the weight class on you at any given moment without advance notice?
My
I mean,
issue-
if it says that, then I mean,
It
I'd be
could.
hesitant to sign a fucking contract like that.
So the contract is going to be per fight, per opponent. So like they would have been a new contract. My problem isn't anything to do with the contract. It is with, number one, you should have never put your competitor
Champ.
in that place to have to make that decision. Because you and I both know if we say, hey, Michael Aswell, you got to fight at 205 this weekend.
Right.
He's going to say, okay. Like he's a fighter.
He's gonna be like,
here
oh
to
yeah,
fight.
let's Papacitos, let's go.
Yeah, he's just gonna go fight. You tell Jacob so he's fighting 45. Okay, I'm fighting. He's
Yep.
just fuck it. He wants to fight. So you cannot put them in that situation. No, somebody from one never should have went to Mikey and said, "Hey, you're actually going to defend your title, and you have to make weight in 3 days." They never should have done that. They should have
No.
protected their asset, and they didn't.
Yeah, I was dumb.
And they didn't. And this is where again, you have to be somewhere where they care about the athlete and they care about the fighter. And there has to be a realistic expectation on both ends. If you're 1-15 and you still think you're going to the UFC and that's why you're fighting, we should let's talk about other options, because I can tell you now, we're not bringing you in to be the favorite.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, and we try to avoid that. Like we really try to avoid bringing in upside down
and do
records.
you guys
or-
get a lot of DMs like that as far
Oh,
as
yeah.
specific
Oh yeah,
fighter
yeah.
type
There's
people?
there's
Just
a
put me
lot
on.
of
Aside
Yeah.
from dick pics, that's Rich's most DM'd thing.
so many dick pics.
Yeah.
Like you would think there'd be one tit. It's just nothing but fucking shafts all day. I'll start forwarding them to you, Diego. Don't worry. Hey, that update is brought to you by Sisu Plunge. Make sure you guys go and get your Sisu Plunge, guys. I've been using mine for recovery. It's cold as shit.
Make your
Well,
wiener
whenever you're
smaller.
done with that connect, can we have it over here?
Yeah, you can come hop in, man. You can come hop in the plunge. Dude, what do you have your set at?
50,
It's fucking cold, huh? How long? Are you doing
50.
3 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
What's the shrinkage rate?
Mine
50
still
degrees for
looks
5
solid,
minutes.
bro.
Still looks solid.
Still looks hefty when I get out.
So what kind of benefits?
The shaft, I don't know about the
Yeah.
balls.
Cold plunge benefits?
Yes. What are the benefits? What did they say?
Recovery, inflammation.
There'll be some of that monkey spirit if you don't mind.
It's supposed to help. So they say it can help with your mood. It can help treat depression. So it's to decrease inflammation.
So can
help,
prayer.
Help you with sleep. Boost the mood.
I work out every day. I go to the
circulation.
gym. I go to the gym every day. And
Really?
yeah, every morning. Hey,
Nah, for real?
He missed that. He missed that.
come on, Rich.
He missed that.
That
was lost on him.
that one right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, what you looking at, dog?
I knew who
These
said
badass
it.
Space City
Like,
shorts over here.
Like I go in the mornings. I go every morning. So if you're sore and you want to recover, you jump in that cold plunge, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Do they give
I,
at least
like,
a
I don't
discount
know
so
why
I could
Rich uses the
purchase
cold
one?
plunge.
Look, when you
I don't know
Can
why
I get a
Rich uses the
discount
cold
on
plunge.
this?
yeah, you can get a discount. When you get done, like at night, I'd like to use my home sauna.
See, I don't know about
Can I get a
that.
discount on that too? I mean, I don't mind paying for it.
Homesauna.io. Guys, hey, listen, it is a quick, easy to set up. Takes a few minutes to get it ready to go, and I can tell you, it's been a different experience than like a regular dry sauna. It's almost like a steam room, but a sauna. It's hot as shit in there.
I don't know.
But I sleep great.
I did a steam room.
I sleep
first
great.
time.
So make sure those are our two awesome recovery products. Eric, I'll get yours to you
don't
this
know
week.
about no sauna.
And you guys, hey, I'll work on getting you guys. I'll talk to the guys at Home Sauna.
You know, hey,
you may need
it
to
would be
send those
cool,
dick
but
pics.
don't go out of your way for it. But dude, if they're willing to, by all means,
Yeah.
I'd
I
love.
mean,
I've been thinking about getting a sauna for the
Just
house.
give me, you know,
Give you a discount?
Yeah.
Dad, you have to take some pictures.
they get better a discount.
You get a veteran discount? No, you get a dick pic picture.
Don't
It's
we
what-
have a discount code?
We do. I am not prepared to hand it out. Because my phone is over there.
We have like a
Yeah,
Fury
it's
FC
the
discount.
Instagram Live over there. We'll put that online or something. Follow us on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
and Rich will post the discount code there on the OnlyFans
Yeah,
page. How about that?
100%. I'll post it on OnlyFans. Hey man, I saw those badass shoes you got down there.
Mm-hmm. That is nice.
What you rocking with?
And you know, as a matter of
I don't
fact,
feel like
I got
taking
that for
them
my
off.
boy for school at Space City.
Retro
Yeah,
ones,
Sure
baby.
did.
Did you?
Those aren't the ones. Those are the threes.
I mean the threes. I'm
those are the
sorry.
threes. Those are the Gatorade
Yeah.
free
That
throw
one.
line slam
got
dunk
that one,
Michael
baby.
Jordan
We got the
championship.
threes.
Those are the ones right there.
Yeah.
No, I say I got
Close
that
it.
one.
Yeah,
the one that he had.
I'm not
This
contradicting
one.
you, sir.
Okay.
Those black-
I'm
those-
correcting him.
Black toes, little bread looking, lows.
Space City, baby.
They alright. They alright.
Wayne over
Yeah,
here.
man.
Listen, I've been rocking Air Maxes lately.
Yeah.
These are comfortable.
Man,
as
I-
hell,
Oh, shit, right?
dude. Yeah,
Listen,
super
you
comfortable.
don't look like a runner. Let me just be honest.
You know what?
Sometimes the police be chasing
Is
him.
that what our show's turned into?
You don't look like a runner.
It is. All right, yeah.
You gotta run. You got Air
I was
Max.
a
gotta
big
run.
as a kid.
Oh,
I was a big
what I'm rocking
Air Max
today.
fan.
Those.
I wanted.
Rocking
Hey,
the Texans
well,
colors.
whatever shoes,
Football season back in effect. So I'm rocking the Texan colors today.
whatever shoes you guys get, make sure you go to Space City Collective and pick
I
them
did.
up. Space City
They
Collective.
sell Crocs.
They sell Crocs. They sell.
No.
They sell.
No.
They sell everything there, man.
Diego look like a Crocs.
Tell them the guys from Fury FC sent you out. Hey, did you guys watch football game last night? Anybody watch?
No.
Anybody care about football?
Nah.
Oh, Wayne, you
No,
care
I
about
mean, I
Texans,
do,
man.
but I didn't know that was going down until like today on my timeline. Everybody's
Dude.
talking about what a game! Oh my God, football's back! I'm like,
Fucking crazy game.
shit. Okay, no, I was watching something else.
Crazy
I was watching
good
something else. If you know what I'm saying.
What's his name? Oh,
Jack.
Mehoff.
Me off.
So, yeah, it was the Chiefs and the Ravens, and it came down to a last, like literally end of the game, last second, and his toe was on the white line. He
Holy
catches a pass
cows.
in the touch, it catches a touchdown, gets one toe on the line,
my
and they call
God.
him out of bounds.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this like exact replay shit. that we do
Yeah,
nowadays.
same dude. Like taking the human element out of it.
How can you see the toe?
Dude, these fucking cameras.
Camera,
are
dude,
everywhere.
HD 4K.
Did they
Ultra
know what
plus,
toe it was?
HIV
According to
cameras,
the shoe, it
dude.
looked like the big toe.
HIV.
It was the tips.
That's
Just the
insane.
tip was touching the line.
Yo, me a Coke.
Hey, nah.
Right there. Boom.
So you got you
But
watch any
you got
other
to pour some
sports?
Howard
Diego?
Head whiskey in.
Huh?
You watch any other sports?
Just UFC. That's about
Soccer,
it. And
I'm
Fury.
assuming soccer.
No, baseball. I'm a big baseball fan.
Yeah, Astros.
God damn. How about those Astros dropping 3 in
Mets.
a row in Cincinnati,
The
man?
Mets.
I love the Astros. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a Mets fan as well.
How?
I grew
This
up watching.
motherfucker has the nerve. You were alive in 1986. You know what those bastards did to us in the Astrodome and the NLCS. Fuck your Mets. Doc Gooden, Darryl
Mike Piazza was
Strawberry.
gay.
1986, 86.
What's that, Daryl Strawberry?
Darryl Strawberry,
Darryl
Dwight
Strawberry,
Gooden.
Doc Gooden,
That's
man.
how I learned
Gary
baseball.
Carter, God rest his soul.
Carter,
Gary,
baby.
hey man, I got a lot of respect for Gary
yes,
Carter. I love
Gary
Gary
Carter.
Carter.
Man.
It was the one Met. It's like, okay,
Gary Carter.
how you gonna hate Gary Carter?
Black guy.
But the rest of those bastards, man, fuck you and your Mets.
Keith
today, dog.
Hernandez.
Ain't that Gary
That guy
Carter?
too.
Yeah, Gary Carter was
The
great
stupid
on that.
mustache.
Different
Keith
strokes.
Hernandez.
Different strokes,
Just
yeah.
for men,
Ain't that
bastard.
different strokes?
Yeah, he was great on different.
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about,
You know
Willis?
what I mean? Gary Carter, Gary Coleman. What's the difference?
Oh,
right?
same thing.
I mean, you know, it's the same. It's the same. Jacob says that y'all speaking y'all's age for real.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's how I learned about baseball. Was 1986 watching the New York Mets.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one of the biggest
Same.
thing was I was afraid as a kid watching
raped?
Roger
Oh, sorry.
Roger Clemens
Sorry.
pitching because
Being raped.
yeah, he was going into that first game. That's when I learned about how awesome Roger Clemens was at that time.
Oh man,
7 Cy Youngs, man.
I love it. So
the greatest pitchers ever.
it's funny that like my favorite athletes ever when it comes to baseball are all not in the Hall of Fame, but they're probably the great. Like Barry Bonds,
Yeah.
is the
Greatest
fucking-
baseball player
Yeah.
ever. Hands down. I mean, nobody can argue with you
No.
on that.
No, no.
If they do, they don't know what they're talking about.
Roger Clemens is one of the top 5 to 10 pitchers of all time,
And these guys are all steroid guys?
supposedly.
Supposedly.
Well, I mean, you
McGuire.
know, in the late 90s.
McGuire came out
and said,
Okay, hey,
yeah.
Barry Bonds, you can go back and watch his early
When he
stats,
looked
his early
smaller.
games. Yeah, and he's like hands down one of the greatest baseball players ever. Hall of Fame numbers on their own. But he wasn't getting the recognition. So you could tell whenever he's like, okay, you want me to hit home runs then? Okay. Starts juicing, allegedly, and boom, he's winning home run races and all that. And he's the greatest home run hitter ever. But Barry Bonds is arguably the greatest baseball player that ever lived.
So I love
Shohei Ohtani's season, he's having this great season, is like on par with like Barry Bonds' 11th best season he had in his career.
So Barry Bonds has some one thing about that makes baseball so great, and I love this since I was a kid, is stats. Like you can always go back to stats for hundreds of years, like 100 years or whatever it is in baseball. And if you take away Barry Bonds' 7 MVP seasons, dude had 7 fucking MVP. You take away those 7 years, he still stole 350 bases and hit 400 home runs. He was still a Hall of Famer with none of his MVP seasons.
Yep. I mean, hands down. He's probably my favorite like baseball player ever.
Yeah, I
Well,
have
you know,
to say,
aside from my Astros, my guys on that team, but like if you ask me who's the greatest player, I'm with you. It's Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Did you watch much baseball growing up, or just soccer?
I watch baseball.
You know who I enjoyed?
soccer.
Bitch, I didn't watch soccer. You racist fuck.
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
What the fuck you watch?
Just baseball and cockfights.
Golf, bitch.
Golf.
Tennis. Oh, you like
Tennis.
John McEnroe, Andre Agassi. I
First
bet,
of all,
right?
I love lacrosse. I don't know what you.
That's what it was. Andre Agassi right
Jacob
here.
Silva said he played against Roger Clemens'
Hey,
son
he
in
shaved
high
his
school
head
and
to
they
be
lost.
like it, man.
Yeah, you and Andre Agassi got the same
I'm assuming
haircut.
that's Colby Clemens.
So one player I enjoyed was Ricky Henderson.
Oh,
man.
Ricky go Ricky.
That's another one, man.
What
Greatest
about Pete
base stealer ever.
Rose? He used to fight all the time.
Pete Rose was fun.
Golly.
Ricky
The
Henderson.
hit king.
There's a great story about Ricky Henderson that he had. So the Athletics had a few years later. We're looking through their books, look at their P&L sheets and everything. And at the end of the year, they went, "Hey, we got like a fucking $1 million just hanging out, and they can't figure out where this $1 million went." Like it was just, it hadn't come out yet, and Ricky had taken the first $1 million check he got
Oh, he framed
and
it.
framed it.
He never cashed it.
Never cashed it,
Nope.
and didn't like he didn't spend whatever, he didn't need the money,
Boy.
but like he never told them. They were like, we would have sort of given you like a fucking fake one to put up there,
Oh my God.
but so he framed
I remember
it.
that.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
And
insane.
then
I didn't know that.
and then
didn't know
Ricky
that.
was notorious for not remembering his teammates' names. You know, he'd be like,
surprised me.
"Hey, Ricky don't know about all that." You know,
Yeah,
so,
he knew his name.
yeah, that's all that mattered. We just got a delivery from Sam here at DNA. What you got there, Sam?
I was about to call those people. Thank you, sir.
Those people.
So who is your favorite player coming up? Because it wasn't Ricky if you were a Mets fan.
He played for the Mets for a little bit.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have
Played
not
for the
then.
Yankees. Did
wouldn't
he play for the Mets?
You know what? To be honest with you,
think he played for the Mets,
and
did
the
he?
reason
I don't think he did,
Okay,
man.
I think he did.
Google that. I think
I think
Diego's
he
a
did.
mistake. He
No,
played
I
for the
think he did.
Yankees.
He played
know
for the
he played
Yankees
for the
too.
Yankees.
He played for the Yankees too.
Ooh, what's up here? What we got here?
But to be honest with you, one of my favorite players, and
down.
I hate this team. I hate it with a passion, but it was Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly. Hey, yeah. So he had a cup of tea, 99 and 2000 with the Mets.
Oh goddamn! That doesn't
Bam,
even
bam.
count, man. That was what?
Who, Ricky
That's like
Henderson?
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan playing for the Wizards.
Yeah.
It's like,
No one knows
I do-
okay,
I
okay, that
remember-
happened.
I
Hey,
remember.
so you
if
remembered.
had
I'll
to-
give you
so
that.
We all remember Ricky Henderson.
Toast to Diego. He remembered Henderson played for the fucking Mets.
It does. It's weird in the aspect of if I told you to guess his age now.
Ricky got to be like 52.
Ricky Bobby?
53.
52, 53, 52, 53. What you got?
I don't know.
He's like
Dude, he's
60.
65 years old.
Wow.
He's almost fucking 70.
I was doing Ricky Henderson.
Yeah,
Tell me how
yeah,
old he
yeah.
was,
Ricky about
He's at least
32.
in his 60s, man.
Wow. Crazy.
Never been another player like him.
He still looks good.
Yeah, he still looks great.
dude.
That was also 2011.
Talk about all these names, man. Like Ricky Henderson and Barry Bonds. It's like, I'm reminiscing back, the Astrodome days as a kid,
Oh,
man.
man.
Like hanging out, by the locker rooms trying to get autographs and shit, man.
So, did you have a favorite player? I mean, since you didn't really watch, like,
Bo Jackson.
yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
Bo, no.
Okay, it's hard to fuck with.
Yeah,
Bo. Did you have the
yeah,
poster?
yeah.
Bo knows.
I got a sign.
Bo knows.
Did
Yeah.
any of y'all ever try to break a bat across your knee?
Yep.
Hell no.
You know what?
Didn't work.
I did.
It's
hard,
I
right?
tried. I
Didn't
tried.
work.
I ain't gonna lie.
That shit
That
bruised,
shit
bruised my thigh.
Shit.
I knew
you
better.
doing?
I wanted to try, but I knew better.
As a kid, Jose Canseco was
Canseco.
my favorite
Yes.
player.
Yeah.
Jose
Yeah, man.
Canseco.
Everybody
and
loved
then-
Jose Canseco
And then
in the 80s.
when I started learning about Bonds with the Pirates, like I became a fucking Bonds fan. Like,
You ever meet my Aunt Paula?
Your Aunt Paula?
Yeah. never
Where's this
mind.
going?
Have y'all ever met my Aunt Paula?
Maybe.
I don't know.
She looks like Jose Canseco.
Hey! Did she used to collect? Hey, did she used to handle the parking for you at the Humble Civic
Oh,
Center?
Oh my God, I remember that. Oh my
My
God.
very first.
Oh my God.
My very first Garcia Promotions event. I was pulling in, and she's like, $10 for parking. I was like, I'm actually the announcer. I don't know nothing about all that. It was $10.
Did she look like Jose Canseco?
Yeah.
so
I can see it.
She was
I
really
remember
good
her.
at like
She was
getting people
enforcing.
to pay.
Yeah.
But I would also
I love my Aunt Paula,
even
man.
before I started like working, I would pull up to the front and they'd be like, "What are you here for?" I was like, "I'm just going to talk to Eric." And I pull right to the front. They go, "Okay." And if you just drive off, they don't say shit. And I would go park in that front. Remember you announced my car was going to get towed one night.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Like, so I would,
Wayne announced it.
Yeah.
I think that was your idea.
yeah, I would just
Mine?
go
I
up
don't
there
know.
and park in the front and never pay the money.
All right, let's get Rich's car. Turned.
Yeah.
Hey, that was kind of funny, dude. Like, whenever we started reading the license plate number and like the look on his face, he like put his camera down and started digging.
Yeah.
his
We're like, we
eyes
just
walking
fucking with
off.
you, Rich.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh golly, that was a good time.
I know
man.
I'm going outside to argue some shit.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, that was my Jose Canseco moment.
I'm like, yeah. So
Wow.
So
Now
who
y'all got it. He
was
said,
your
"Where's this
favorite?
going?"
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Dude, seriously, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds,
Barry
yeah.
Bonds. Yeah. Like I love
There was
Bagwell,
just so many
Biggio,
of them.
all the Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan, man.
Nolan Ryan, man, is like right there with Barry Bonds at the top of my list, man.
What
Those are my
about
favorites, but
like football
King
wise?
Caminetti.
Ken
Caminetti,
Caminetti.
Come on,
fucking
man.
favorite
Like,
of mine. He just went to the Astros Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago.
Buddy of mine bought his dually and his Hummer when he had died.
oh wow.
Yeah. So football.
Football.
Who's your favorite football player growing up? No,
Oh, come on.
Warren Moon,
that's not a bad one, dude.
but Bo Jackson also.
Barry Sanders, baby.
Hard to
Barry
argue with that one.
Sanders.
Everybody
man.
loved Barry Sanders.
Fucking goat.
The dude just walked away.
Yeah.
He just
Walter
walked
Payton.
away.
Walter Payton Sweetness? Oh shit. Okay.
Barry
good one.
Sanders.
Yeah, it's dude, you can't argue with Barry Sanders. So mine is not going to be popular.
His is OJ.
It's gonna be a fucking New Orleans Saint.
It is. Yeah.
His is OJ.
So-
Reggie Bush.
So listen. This is a goddamn Diego.
Diego's appalled. Reggie Bush.
No.
Howler over there?
Reggie Bush.
Reggie's Bush. So we were in Reggie's Bush one. No. So
Kim Kardashian. Was.
my favorite player growing up was the backup quarterback for the New Orleans Saints named John Forcade.
Never played.
So he never fucking played.
Wow.
And then Bobby Hebert got hurt a couple times. He came in and Forcade fucking sucked. Like he was terrible. And I still thought he was awesome. Awesome.
Bobby Aber. I haven't heard that name in ages.
Now, who's your second? OJ Simpson.
Oh no, it was Barry Sanders. Yeah.
Barry's the man, bro.
Barry Sanders was so
So where does
exciting to
O.J.
watch.
Simpson
And-
rank on your
and
list
Deion.
of favorites?
Well, I've got
Football
him.
players, not wife
Yeah.
murderers.
So when it comes to O.J. Simpson, I have O.J., Michael Vick, Ray Caruth from the Panthers.
I mean, he's up there. I mean, if he's not the GOAT,
Aaron
he's up
Hernandez.
there. Yeah.
Just killers.
Hey, you see they're making
Just
that
straight
Aaron
killers,
Hernandez like a movie.
I've seen the documentary.
Yeah, they got a documentary on Netflix.
Oh, they're making
they
an
got a
actual
movie. Yeah,
it looks
with
good.
an
man.
actor.
I don't know
and
that I need
everything.
to see that.
Hey, so let's see here. Someone, Catfish Kurt, asked me what do I think about Colin Huckbody. Huckbody's really good, man. His biggest issue has been that every time he's had an opportunity to fight on a bigger stage, outside of his one Contender Series win, he's lost. He was 0-2 with LFA. He's 0-1 with Bellator. And since then, he's on a great streak. But, man, look where he's fighting. He fought a 4-11 guy. He did fight at 8-1. Matt Friesen is a fucking good win. But he's fighting for MPX Promotions, throwing MMA. No one's watching him. No one's seeing him. I like Colin. Colin Huckbody, I think he's a 170. 85. 85 was his last fight.
What's his record?
He's 15-6. He's on the right side of 30. He's only 29. Colin's very good.
I'm looking for somebody for Nick Maximoff.
I'd love to bring Colin over to Fury. I was like, where the fuck am I at for a second?
15-6. I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a great record. It's just been in his biggest moments, he hasn't been able to capitalize just yet. He did win on Contenders. He got a win.
Why didn't they take him?
I want to say it was a
decision?
I don't
long
recall.
ago?
Let me see. It was 2020. Dude. It was 4 years ago.
So he was
haven't made it that
25.
far back yet,
Contenders
but I mean,
have
I see a lot of
been out
finishes. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So actually, he won by fucking he won by arm triangle in the first round. So.
What the hell?
I'm not sure why he didn't get picked that night. I don't recall who else was on that card.
like he's won a lot of fights. He's got a lot of decisions, a lot of arm triangles.
Yeah, no, he's very, very, very good. Colin fought for us. I want to say it was LFA. He fought,
Man,
yeah,
what a
LFA.
fury.
Bevon Lewis. I was still there. So he fought Bevon Lewis for LFA. And I had seen Colin. We had looked for him a few times with Legacy. We had talked about him before. Mick had brought him up. So very, very good fighter.
And his opponents' records are all pretty decent too. I mean, 5-1.
Yeah, I
9-4,
mean, outside
11-4.
of the second to last guy he fought recently, which I'm sure was a late replacement. You don't throw a 4-11 guy against a 15-win guy without it being some issue. I like Colin a lot, Kurt. So that should kind of tell you right there, man. He's a very good fighter. I think I talked to him last year too on my Facebook page, probably. Omar Salah, can't wait for November. It's going to be a banger. We're excited to see you back there, Omar, as well. All right, so we're at football. These guys are asking us to stop talking about. They want to talk about fighting. So Diego, who's your favorite fighter? Non-Fury. Don't fucking.
I mean, of all time for me was probably GSP. I mean,
GSP.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd go white. Okay.
Yeah, he introduced
Not
me.
Cain Velasquez.
Not Cain Velasquez.
You know what? Kane. Too,
Diego
but
Sanchez?
GSP though. Kane and
wa-
GSP.
Diego Sanchez. No. Okay. What about you?
I think Kane.
Kane. Man, it's such a short run.
Yeah.
A good one. A good
Man.
one.
You
know
When
what
Kane hit
what
the
I liked
scene
about Kane- what I
and he
liked
was
about-
moving his head and
Yes.
throwing,
Yeah.
and
like-
he could wrestle.
What I liked about Kane was the calm and demeanor that he had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
My favorite fighter to watch was Dan Henderson,
oh,
and it wasn't. He never won UFC gold.
He's fun.
I like Cowboy too.
God, Cowboys. So
I'd say Cowboy Cerrone.
Just to piss off the diehards, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. My favorite fighter of all time is Sakuraba, which really outside of
I thought you were gonna say Royce.
Royce Gracie.
Yeah, that good old Royce Gracie,
Gracie was awesome.
Remember he used to do those
Golly,
kicks
man.
But you know,
on the hip.
So
He have you wrapped up. He'd be hit with a heel to
Fucking
the.
love Royce
another,
Gracie.
another one for
man.
me was Frankie Edgar.
Oh, amazing! Hey,
BJ Penn.
shout out Ricardo Evangelista just joined us in the chat. What's up? What's up, big champ?
BJ Penn was fun too.
BJ,
Yeah,
dude, listen,
BJ
the BJ
Penn.
Penn. If you guys go back, watch him when he fights Diego Sanchez. That dude was a motherfucker. He was amazing at that time.
There used to be another guy too that trained with a black guy that trained with Robbie Lawler
Anderson
and then
Silva?
at
Drew
Militant.
McFedries.
Drew used to
He
crack.
would crack dudes.
Dude, he fought just like Robbie.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
would crack.
With less
and
success.
you know what I love so much about him? He used to walk out to nothing but a G thing.
Yes.
Every time he fought.
Yes.
And when that shit would hit and you knew Drew was coming,
Yeah.
He was going in there to do some
Dude,
gangster
how
shit.
great! You know, it's funny
Drew
because
McVedry.
when you talk about like your favorite fighter, and how you brought up Frankie Edgar, and we all kind of have like, I like this guy too. There's these like seasons that fighters go through that I can tell you now. When Robbie Lawler was the 170 champ, dude, he was my favorite. Him when he fought the white Rory Markham. Are you?
Is that his nickname? The White
Rory
Markham?
McDonald.
The white Rory McDonald.
Rory
Rory
McDonald.
Markham was a teammate
Yeah,
of
that was a
Pedri's at Militant.
fucking awesome fight.
You know who else was great? Carlos Condit.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he caught GSP with that head kick and everyone, I remember coming off my couch thinking, "Oh shit, he's going to
Oh
throw
my
him."
God! Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Yes.
There it
Yes,
goes.
yes.
Carlos
Yes,
Condit.
dude, Carlos Condit was so much fun to watch. God, man, there's
He was
Even
pissed off.
Nick Diaz when he fought Lawler. Remember that?
oh, dude,
He hit him with that little check.
slapping him and letting him know.
Young Nick was.
I think he dropped him with a jab, didn't he? Like it was some.
It was just like some weird clip.
Yeah.
Just clipped him with a little
Dude,
hook.
he was so much fun to watch. There's been so many I know you were kind of being somewhat messing with the cat. Brock Lesnar.
What about Shane Carwin?
Nobody did more
shoot.
with less, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yeah.
Remember Shane Carwin?
Oh my God. Yes.
Gage Harper.
Everybody thought Shane Carwin was going to
Yes.
be the guy. too.
Gage Harper said Chuck Liddell. Fuck yeah, man. Chuck Liddell.
Dude, that,
In his
that
prime.
era, like the Chuck Liddells,
He was
the
putting them
Tito
away.
Ortiz's, Ken Shamrocks, the Rampage Jacksons, like that whole era right there. You know, of course,
Vanderlei
GSP,
Silva.
BJ Penn, like all those guys, Matt Serra even, you know, all those guys in that little era. And what a fun time.
Even Rich Franklin had a hell of a run.
I
man.
loved Rich Franklin.
fucking Franklin.
Dude, I lost, I think it was $350 the first time he fought Anderson Silva. Like, I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching this fight. I got on a pink Rich Franklin fucking shirt.
He used to wear those pink and brown shorts.
Pink and brown. I'm sitting down there and I'm watching the fight. And shout out to Christian Sutton and
Rasta.
Sam Hoger at that time.
And Psych Waxon.
Because they were all they were telling us, hey, this fucking Anderson Silva. I'm like, yeah, Anderson Silva's good, but I mean, he ain't Rich Franklin. That's the champ, dog.
Oh, bro.
And Rich
Boy.
Franklin was one of the first guys to really embrace like strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
Like with him and Sean Shirk and those guys, like one of the first guys.
Shirk was another one.
Yeah,
Rich learned that day you always bet on black.
dude, you always bet on black after that. He fucked him up so bad. I remember watching. I was
Turned
like,
his nose sideways.
twice, 2 different fights. He did it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's man, fighting is so beautiful. Like it really is, because you can go back and watch any era, any time, and you can almost every card find some like amazing fighter that did something crazy. I absolutely am so lucky to be a part of like this world and this industry and what we do.
great,
and
man.
thank
Agreed,
you,
man.
thank
Best
you to
sport in the
everybody.
world.
Thank you to everybody who's tuning in today and listening. You guys make Fury what it is. Your support and you guys allowing us to get up here and be a bunch of idiots with some microphones and some alcohol talking about shit we remember when we were kids.
Thanks for inviting us into
What do
your
you
homes.
What do
Yeah.
y'all think about this UFC Noche and Canelo fight in the same night in Vegas?
That's interesting.
Did you hear Dana at the press conference saying that they came in like a whole year earlier and like kind of stole the venue or whatever
Yeah.
from underneath them, and that MGM didn't even have the fucking decency to call Dana and be like, "Hey, do you want this date?"
Right.
Because these guys are asking. They just fuck that.
That's bad business, man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
So which card will have more eyeballs on it? Probably Canelo.
you think?
Yeah.
Boxing, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Now, don't get me wrong.
Hey, what's going
What
to
are
be
y'all
the better
gonna-
bang for your buck? It's better
The
you know,
UFC
value is going to be UFC.
did you see Oscar De La Hoya's video?
Just my humble opinion.
Oscar De La Hoya made a video last night saying that he's going to UFC. He's going to go watch the UFC there at the Sphere
In his
live.
pantyhose,
Probably.
coked up.
But he's like, I'll see you there, Dana.
Oh wow.
Whatever.
How is it?
Dana's like,
But
as long
him
as you
and
buy a
Canelo
ticket,
got
fucker.
into it not too long ago, I'm assuming.
Is it
Or I saw.
weird
Yeah.
that UFC Noche is headlined by
That's just a little-
Russian and an American?
That's kind of weird.
Shouldn't it have
but-
been Alexa Grasso been the headliner?
Yeah, but if you're looking at title ranking.
No, yeah,
They
that
did
part
it
of
the
it makes
right way.
sense. Like
Um,
and O'Malley's wife's Peruvian or some shit. I don't know if that fucking helps. But like this card is really, man. Listen, the
I'm
top
surprised
end of
Brandon wasn't on there. Brandon
it.
Moreno.
He said he's out for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. He
he
said he's out for a
just
while.
announced his fight.
He just announced that.
Well,
Like-
he did
like
say
October
he did
or
say a while
something.
back he was taking an extended break.
Okay,
I
so I
remember
didn't-
talking about that on the
I
podcast.
want to say he's fighting October or
From
November.
a marketing standpoint, I mean, I like the sphere and the attraction of it all and everything, but UFC Noche, shouldn't it take place in Mexico somewhere?
Or Puerto Rico.
I mean, you're not wrong. I
Or-
mean,
or that.
like
I like
every-
it. I
just
like
me.
it, but I would have filled half the card probably with all Mexican fighters.
So
That.
well,
The
red corner.
well,
That.
but
The whole
it
red
is.
corner.
It is.
But hey, but you also know how hard
Where
it
is
is
it?
for
So-
a card to stay together. as
So
you get
I do.
closer to
every
day.
fight outside of the main event has a Hispanic fighter in it. Diego Lopez, I know he's Brazilian, but they love him in Mexico.
He's fighting Brian Ortega, though.
Daniel Zuber is from Mexico. You've got Ronald Rodriguez, Mexico.
Done.
Irene Aldana, Mexico. Manuel Torres, Mexico.
It's a great card.
Yeah, Yasmin Reyla, Mexico.
Edgar Tarr.
Josh Van is Mexican.
Yes.
Raul,
It's perfect.
Raul Rosas Jr., who's that's American. We know he's
Josh Van is Scotty Juarez's son, so I mean, Mexican heritage there.
Scotty Juarez, his son.
So maybe
Fuck
just
yeah.
the main event was the only thing.
That's the only
It's a
thing.
good. It's a good headliner though.
It's a really good card for what it's designed to be. The tickets are absolutely fucking insane. I
I
want
saw some post that said there's still 3,000.
3,000 tickets unsold. That was, yesterday, day before. So, I mean, I'm sure it's not still 3,000 tickets unsold, but at that price tag, like the cheapest seats in the house are $3K.
Well, I mean, when you
you
got
might
a
have some
$1 billion
unsold
production bill,
Yeah. Let's see.
cover
Questions
expenses.
from our audience. When is Shawn Magnus' next fight? Will it be for the 170 belt? Peace from Alaska. His next fight will be for the belt.
it was supposed to be next week.
It was
and he
supposed to be
got
next
hurt.
week. Yeah, he got hurt, so we pushed it back toward the end of the year.
November.
So he'll be back then fighting. Guys, hey, listen, man, it's been awesome to get back together. Next week we will be heading into fight day, man. Like we've got
2 weeks
Finally
in a
have
row.
an event to talk about next week.
1 week out, so we'll have to record early next week.
Yes.
I'm gone Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'm going Monday, Tuesday,
Well,
Wednesday.
that rolls out
There
early
goes
next
that.
week.
We will not be recording early next
Yeah.
week. But it is an awesome card. Let me pull up our 922 card. Might as well talk about it now.
9/13.
Fury Amateur Series
54.
Check it out.
Golly,
Pay per view, baby.
54.
Let's do it.
Diego, what's that pay per
That
view
number has to be higher, but I know unofficially.
It's probably
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
105.
Diego,
Easily.
what's the link for pay per view? Can you tell the
It should go to the FuryFC.tv and you can watch it live right there on pay per view.
There will be a link there you can click on to get to the pay-per-view link to watch it live online.
Come on, baby. Let's do it.
Hopefully we don't run into any streaming issues.
We won't.
Rich doesn't know his password.
Evidently, I didn't know my password to get in.
Boom, look at that.
Let's see, 9/13. We have this card is headlined by three title fights. Yeah,
Three.
Jay Crack Aldretti taking on.
I'm excited about that one.
Alan Gonzalez for the 125 title. 17 years old, and Alan's 19 or 18. Like they're both young.
They're both 17.
17.
I think
fucking young.
Alon's 18 now. But Jay's 17.
Jeez.
What high schools do they go to? We got to promote this.
That's
somehow.
insane, right? Well, listen, Jay moved the shit out of some tickets this time.
High school
Yeah.
versus high school.
He normally has a pretty good crowd, but this time, now that he's fighting for the belt and he's
Did
the main event, he moved some tickets.
Did you see Jay's interview? So I posted his interview yesterday. The guys out there at Clear Life Media put up an interview with him, and damn, dude, he was really well. He carried himself really well, and he said on this interview, he's like, "This is what I'm doing. I'm all in on this. This is what I'm all in. My entire life is dedicated to me winning and going." He's, I'm not putting a timeline on when I'll be in the UFC. He's like, but that's where I'm going. And it was just really at 17 years old. He was very composed and knows exactly what he wants to do. And I love him in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, his personality comes out. I love watching that kid
He'll
fight.
be
You can tell whenever he's under the lights in the cage, he is in his element. He's in his zone. He's so comfortable. He's talking to Eric between rounds, like, "Hey, man, I heard you on the podcast saying that this guy was such and such, man. He ain't got da-da-da-da." He's just so comfortable.
Hey.
He just having conversations. He's not nervous.
Future
He's not-
Hall of Famer
He's
one
not
day.
overcompensating or anything. He's just
Fury
in his
Hall of
element,
Famer.
like he's at the office going to the water cooler or something.
And he's taking on Alan Gonzalez, who is nasty. Because I
Yes.
can tell you now, if you go back and watch this fight with my guy Mahul lands a flying knee in the first round
him.
that cut him open so bad. Alex was thinking about stopping the fight, and the doctor might have stopped the fight. It wasn't the cut that I was surprised by. I was surprised he ate that shot. Because, look, this was a
And
perfectly
he didn't
timed.
want to quit.
Not at all. Not at all. And he came out there and he fought through adversity, fought through the cut, and submitted Mahul, who was very hard to submit. So I was really, really impressed with this. This is going to be an awesome main event. And the future with these two kids is fucking amazing. Also, we got Jordan Garcia taking on Daniel Perez for the 155 title. Bangers.
Daniel's like 6'4",
Jeez, dude.
coming from Corpus. Roger Reyes, this guy.
Yeah.
6'4".
Roger Reyes, my cousin.
At your cousin?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, I mean, same last name close enough. How about
also-
that 135 title that's on the line, man?
Ooh, the menace, Gage Harper, taking on Anthony Johnson. You know Anthony Johnson going to pack the house.
Yeah.
He did well.
Love it,
Yeah,
man.
he did really well.
Hey, the rest of this card, I'm
Jaden
excited.
Wynn, bro.
Jaden Wynn, dude.
I talked to both. So these guys came in and returned tickets this week, like 10 minutes apart. And I told Jaden, and I explained this to him. I was like, man, maybe we shouldn't have matched these two so soon. They're both undefeated, 3-0 guys, I think. 2-0 or 3-0.
2-0 and 2-0.
Should be a title fight at some point or something.
I just like, man, one of them's gonna knock the other one off. That's such a great fight.
Yeah,
Such a good fight.
it really is. And hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Dustin Smith, stepping in super late notice to take on Nakoa Samoa, who nobody wants to fight. Like, we kept offering him different people for him to fight. Nobody wanted to fight him. And we also have the debut of Jackson Glass.
Who nobody wanted to fight. either.
Nobody wanted another 17-year-old kid.
17 years old.
Nobody
Why?
wanted.
Why?
And we called some gyms around here that got guys that have been fighting for years and trained with
Yeah.
UFC guys, and they're no, we ain't fighting that guy.
Why?
Maybe it's a no-win situation.
you ask why?
You're fighting a kid.
Do you ask why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
we
not gonna
do.
say it.
We do, but there's
I'm not gonna
there's-
embarrass nobody.
there's different reasons, and then there's what the reality is.
Well, these are the questions the fans are going to have. I appreciate Diego.
well,
asking.
nobody's gonna say.
'Cause I'm
Nobody's
a
gonna.
fan.
I
Nobody's
understand.
gonna come out and say, well, because he'll kick my guy's ass.
Right.
Nobody's gonna say that,
You know,
even though that's what it is.
Jackson runs into the problem. One of the things I wish Jackson had done was turn your fucking Instagram off until after we get you matched. Because you go and you watch this kid, and at 17, he strikes and handles himself as if he's been doing this. I mean, he's been doing it his entire life. This is all he wants. Just like Jay, this is all he wants to do. He's all in. And then you add to the fact that he's a very, very, very good like blue belt grappler, like maybe even better than blue belt at this point. He's training out there with the Tackett brothers and Ambush Muay Thai. So there's a Damian Anderson. He's with where Cody Steele was all the time.
But he does have an opponent who is one of those I don't give a fuck.
You're right, and that can
that's
make a
dangerous,
difference, man.
Somebody who has that in their mind, like, man, this kid is just a human like me.
Yeah.
He's a 17-year-old kid like me. And he trains with Joe Perez and all those
Yeah.
guys at Southside Fight
Two.
Club who have that mentality that, dude, I'll brawl with anybody.
Yep.
Could be an exciting fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing card. I'm super excited for it, man. We talk about this every few years, and this is another resurgence of it, man. Like, you get to a point where all of your really good amis start becoming pros. Like, look in the last year, we lost Thomas, Hendershot, Aliman. That's just the 45 division.
Orande?
Aronde, like
Felipe
just
Rocha?
the 45, and now they like just those few. And
Sebastian?
for a minute, you sit there and you think, like, damn, like, who's next?
Then we have
And
him.
we are so blessed in this city, man, and where we're at and what we have in Fury, that we're able to bring in these kids at 17 years old who are just, this is all they have done and all that they want to do. And man, I'm excited for the future when it comes to these guys. Right after that 9/22, we got a hell of a card.
And we're back at the Bayou City Event Center
I
next
know,
week.
man.
Everybody that came in there this week that I talked to was like, man, this is where Dana did looking for a fight. And that's how they remember the last time
Yeah.
we were there.
Wow.
And it was fucking packed. I remember the venue, and the lady was there who runs the venue.
Still there?
Yeah, but that day that Dana came and did looking for a fight, no, it was the Jacob Silva and CJ card that we posted just
54.
sold out. And she came cage side that day, and she's like, "Yo, gotta stop letting people in. It's way too packed.
Yeah.
We don't have enough staff. We're out of everything."
The Vergara fight and the Dana looking for a fight,
was
both of those
complete
venues, it wasn't,
bad.
It wasn't just standing
Sorry.
room only. It was try to find a standing room.
Yeah.
Like, it was so packed. I remember at one point I had to run to the back. And when I ran to the back, I ended up going front to the ticket office for a second. and I couldn't get through
The lobby and everything.
It was
packed.
fucking packed everywhere. So there's a lot of good memories at Bayou Event Center, and it's always cool for us to be able to kind of revisit some old places to go, man. So I'm excited to be there. It's a cool
Kind
part
of like
of town.
going back home a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so
I like that too.
hey man, it's been awesome this week. Thank you to all of our amazing sponsors that we have here: Space City Collective, Home Sauna, IO, Sisu Plunges, Howlerhead Whiskey, Live Oak Vodka.
Discounts.
To NunaLawFirm.com. Give them a call, 713-257-8889. If you get into any legal trouble, like Eric Garcia is about to do with this bottle of Howlerhead whiskey.
Kimura Tattoo Company, Sheath Underwear. I got some nut protectors coming for you boys.
Hey,
Hey
I need
Wayne,
a cover tattoo.
let's do it, baby.
I don't know what Diego's doing over there, but hey, guys, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the fury.